Hello everybody, today I'm just going to hop into a game of Shipment 24/7 with the Kar 98. Just have a little fun with it. I'm currently working on a montage right now of just Shipment only, just for some, kicks and giggles. I think it's really fun playing Shipment. It's really the only thing that I play right now. Mostly because I'm not a fan of the other game mode sites like Search and Destroy and whatnot. I play mostly with friends. And so I just kind of stick to Shipment 24/7 or Shoot House 24/7 because mostly there's a lot of chaos and, it gives me some quick progression. I have been slowly kind of going for Damascus camo. I haven't really cared much about it like I have in the past with, Dark Matter and whatnot. There seems to be too much to do, and it's a big grind, and, I would normally be willing to do it if I had more time, but, right now in my life, I just don't have, the resources to be, sitting down and just 24/7 playing. I have put a lot of time into it, but also in the fact that I only really play Shipment and Shoot House. I have made really good progression for only, I think it's roughly around 3 days played in the game. It's almost going on to 4. So, I have a couple platinums, with the shotguns and then the marksmen and the snipers. I basically have ARs done. Regarding the fact that I just have to do long shots on majority of them, I kind of, played Shipment and, got them done within like a day and a half. But as you know, Shipment, you really can't get any long shots on them. So I just kind of sat it down and decided, maybe I'll go on a ground war, on one weekend and just kind of grind them out, and then I'll have that done. SMGs, I'm getting to the point where I'm just kind of starting them like halfway done. I have a couple of them ready to go for the long shots. That's going to be like consistently around. How all my guns are going to be going is I just haven't done the long shots. I don't really look forward to doing them because I know it's going to take a while, because if you have 6 ARs to do, it's 600 kills, all having to be long shots, so definitely it's going to be a big grind to do. Not really enjoying this lobby right now. I can tell a couple of them are not happy with what I'm doing. One thing also is that with this new montage, it is kind of like a satire idea. It's the fact that I know Shipment isn't very hard to get feeds on and whatnot, but there are some cool clips that I hit. And I think it's, just fun to play Shipment and see the kind of crazy feeds that I can get. Or even with the Kar 98, I tried getting a couple clips with it, but on Shipment it's just kind of hard because you have 5 rounds in a mag, and, when it comes to Shipment, I think a, Fury kill or on screen quad is just not going to cut it because it's Shipment. I should be able to get at least like 6 man and up, which is kind of the standard that I held for myself in this montage. I think I had like 1 or 2 quad feeds in there that, just were on screen. So like I kind of kept them because they were kind of clean. Besides that, there's just a couple funny clips in there too where I hit like a crazy feed, but it's like me just kind of dicking around. I did put in some shotguns in there, and a lot of it's going to show that, like, just in general, this game on Shipment is kind of cancerous. You got people running around with shotguns and riot shields on their back, so, there's a clip in there where I decided to do that with the Origin, and I dropped 130 kills. I think it was exactly 132 kills. And these guys keep lining up here. I'm gonna hit a clip. Oh well. Regardless. And there tends to be like this 2 type of like categories of people in this on Shipment specifically. Is like you have the people that are either sweating off as hard as they can. They're using like gold MP5 or gold M4, and they're throwing gas grenades everywhere, or flashbanging. They got trophy systems, and they're just going balls to the wall. And it's like, those are the people I don't really like playing with at this point, because it's like, dude, you have other guns to use and progression to, gain. You're only using like an 1/8 of what the game is giving you to, play. The game order is kind of boring for me, and so these people, in my opinion, it's just kind of crazy how they're not bored to death, just sitting on 2 guns and constantly only using them. It's like, you have less to do than me, And then you have like the people who are just kind of going for progression, and so they're running around with like RPGs or, shotguns with riot shields on their backs, which is, kind of annoying. But, the whole RPG thing doesn't really bother me anymore because, EOD kind of does the job, but at the same time, it's kind of hard actually to, run around with an RPG on this map, because the moment you peek out a corner, there's going to be like 3 people and you can't get that rocket off in time. Which I think a couple times it already has happened in this game where I sniped a guy. Another thing with the spawns is I've been learning more about the hardpoint spawns. As you saw earlier, when I thought I was about to get a feed, this spawn right here, where I'm looking at right now, when it's on the other side of it, where the hardpoint moves over to the left, they just keep spawning there, and I'm kind of surprised they're spawning right here right now. But yeah, they just keep spawning there over and over, and it's honestly broken. So I've been having a lot of fun kind of like learning where to hit these crazy feeds, because on shipment they just kind of spawn in like one corner at a time, you know, and they are just constantly grouped up. The one thing that has been bugging me is the fact that like where they should be spawning, it doesn't always work. Like just in general, like the spawns are just so whacked, and I think that's just Modern Warfare in general, and that's why I don't really play like normal comp, like quick play, with like domination or normal hardpoint, because the spawns just really bother me. And I'm big into spawn trapping. I know that doesn't really give good quality to myself, you know, just being like a high-end player, but I just have, you know, a good IQ with... I can't hit this guy. I have a pretty good IQ, as you could say, in like gaming, that, you know, spawn trapping has always just come naturally to me, because I understand where they're spawning, and, you know, it's kind of free kills to me, and it's just kind of how I play. And on top of, like, you know, I've played video games for a long time, so me and a controller do really well together. And I just can't seem to do that on, you know, normal comp, because the spawns are just kind of, you know, out of whack, or they're like set, like they're not moving, and I'm not a fan of that, honestly, because it's like sometimes I'll want to spawn the flip or something, and they just will not flip, and that's, you know, kind of a nuisance. You know, it's like you're trying to push them off the point because you want to flip sides, because, you know, one flag might be better than the other, and then all of a sudden, like, they just keep spawning there, and you're like, please get out of here. Like, I did not expect this. I'm trying to hit a feed here. And I keep learning that with like domination on shipment. It's like, I swear the game now decides to spawn you only on the opponent's flag. I think it just has to do with the fact that everyone's trying to spawn trap, so there's always at least like one person on the other team in our spawn. And I think that just like targets the game to like start spawning everybody on the other side. So then you have like this weird flip-flop where like you're getting spawn trapped in their spawn, and we're spawn trapping them in our spawn, and it's just kind of like this fucked up cycle of just like constantly like, well, I'm gonna spawn in, I have to worry about a spawn trap because I want to go to the other side and spawn trap them in their own spawn, or I can even sit in my own spawn and spawn trap them. It's just, it's all over the place, and it's not fun when that happens, because it just kind of ruins the whole idea of like me trying to streak and everything, because I'm too worried about like, oh, is someone gonna spawn a foot away from me, like as I'm looking down one corridor for a second, is someone gonna spawn directly behind me as I say so, and someone spawns right there. And like there are set spawns, but like I'm not a fan of it. Like I'd rather it be sort of like what was it, Black Ops 2? Black Ops 2 kind of had this set spawn, but it wasn't like points. It wasn't like Modern Warfare. There was like a point where people spawn at, but it was kind of like an area. So it was like an area over here, and you would spawn at any point in the back of, you know, the A flag. And when a certain person were to enter this area, that would cause a spawn flip, which I think is the best setup. I don't think randomized point spawning is the best way to go, because, you know, they're either going to spawn like right where I'm aiming right now, or they're going to spawn to the left of me, and it's just going to keep going back and forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I'm going to leave it at this. I want you guys to, you know, look forward to seeing this new montage. I think it's going to be really good, and I hope to see you all in the next video, and hope you all have a good day. Adios.
Soul